Bro, I'm gonna explain to you how I parent my inner child. So bro, since the beginning of this year, I've been really studying deeply, like my primary focus is really all about trauma. I've been really studying like how trauma works, like childhood trauma, how we release it and all that. And really the way we heal trauma is through therapy. And this is what like the experts on trauma, like, you know, Bessel van der Kolk, right, or Dr. Gabor Mate, they always talk about this, like therapy is really the best method for healing trauma, healing our, like the deepest trauma we have, because it's really the process of making the unconscious conscious, or really making what we are unaware of. The trauma stored in our unconscious, or what we are unaware of conscious, that's really what therapy is. But you actually can do self-therapy, so you can actually do therapy for yourself. Now, I've been really diving into this very deeply, and I've been learning about it. And really there are like a lot of methods. There's like shadow work, which is like learning like what you really just can't accept by yourself. You know, like the shadow by Carl Jung, it's like the part of us that we don't accept. Or there's the inner child, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video, which is like that inner child that's traumatized. And you know, there's like self-awareness, and there are multiple things in self-therapy. It's a very deep and beautiful topic, really. But the inner child is really like, what I learned is this: we all have this inner child within us, and it's really our authentic self. Basically, it's who we are, like our most authentic self, like who we are honestly, like our most honest self. Now, this is who you are when you are totally alone in a room by yourself. That's it. That is 100% your authentic self. That's your inner child, right? And this inner child, if you understand that you have like trauma, like most of us have trauma now, so like, let's be honest, like most people are traumatized in some way or another. So this inner child, it has unmet needs, it has fears, it has things that make it sad and anxious and stressed, right? So really healing trauma is all about just reconnecting with that inner authentic self, that inner child, right? Reparenting that inner child. And a lot of it really happens in our childhood. Like, I'm gonna get personal here, but really, it's all about like using your imagination and using our visualization. And I'm gonna tell you how I did it, really. Like, the way I did it is I just visualized. This is how I learned, like, this is like the most effective way to heal the inner child. I just visualized my inner child. You know, I just imagined me and this inner child just talking to each other. Like, I just imagined him telling me what his unmet needs are. Like, I just visualized him telling me like I just kept remembering these times, like when my inner child, when I have like these experiences. Like one time I was, you know, like lost from my mom. Like I was very, very young, but you know when you like get lost in like the park, right? That used to happen to me like all the time when I was a child, and I just visualized it telling me that. And you know, it kept, you know, telling me, oh, like I just kept remembering like my dad beat me up, and you know, like Middle Eastern parents and all that. And I just kept listening to it, imagining myself listening to it. And I just visualized myself like I was like closing my eyes all the time and just hugging this inner child that's just destroyed and fearful and afraid and just very sad and traumatized, just hugging it and caring for it and you know, making it feel safe. And I literally was just like this. I remember I did this all like the day before yesterday. I learned this all, by the way, from the book The Art of Self-Therapy, but just like this, hugging myself, closing my eyes, and I was on like the verge of tears, honestly. But it was a very freeing experience. So there are many ways you can do this. Like, you can imagine it talking to you. You can literally put a chair in front of you and imagine like your inner child is sitting there and he's talking to you, right? or one of the most effective ways or most powerful methods really for healing the inner child is something called the ideal parent figure protocol. So basically what this is just, you know, imagining your inner child and imagining this ideal woman or mother, just caring for it like very deeply and giving it all its needs, and like it basically it's like the perfect mother, and imagining this ideal man as like your perfect father. As I know it's a bit hard to do it, but I'm like, the way I do this is I just, and this is amazing. Like, this is what I found this so healing for me, honestly, on my path to recovering and healing from my traumas. I just get in bed, you know, I you know, just get real cozy in the blanket and like hug my pillow, right? And imagine just this woman, like this ideal woman, like this ideal mother who knows every need I have, who cares for me all the time, who just gives me like this unconditional love. And the feeling I get from it is just out of this world, man. I just feel all this tension and all this, I can't even explain it, man. All of this stress just going, and anxiety getting out of me, like releasing out of me. I just take like deep breaths, and like basically it's all about giving yourself the parenting that you really deserve, bro. And you might think, oh man, but I'm not worthy of love, or all these limiting beliefs, right, that we keep telling ourselves as young men. Or you might even think like this is very shallow or weird, or why am I even doing this? But this is so deeply healing. This heals like your deepest traumas, your childhood traumas. It heals your attachment system. It makes you more secure. So your future wife and your future children will thank you for this, because you will become a more secure man because of this. You will become a healed, complete man because of this. Reparenting that inner child, connecting with that inner child, that's really how I'm healing from my trauma. And I'm doing this as I'm speaking to you. Like, every day I do this, every single day. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks now, and it's life-changing, man. It's life-changing. Especially that ideal parent figure protocol, where you like imagine like the perfect mother and the perfect father parenting your inner child. It's amazing. And another thing, what I do is I visualize like the feelings and the emotions and the warmth and like getting very close to like my mom and my dad. And the thing is, you just imagine like the ideal. They don't even look like your real parents. You just imagine like ideal parents. It's amazing, man. It's amazing, honestly. And I think every one of us as young men, like me and you, bro, we should keep doing this. We should keep healing our traumas, because this is a lifelong journey, and like really the best way to improve the world is to improve ourselves. The best way, like Gandhi said this quote, which is, the best way to change the world is to change yourself. And I totally agree with that. So yeah, that's how I reparent my inner child. Really, another thing, the final thing I'll say is really, it's all about self-love, honestly. Like, self-therapy is self-love, and self-love, at the root of it, is self-care. Like, if you think about it, if you care for someone, if you really, really care for someone, you love that person. And on the contrary, if you really love someone, you care for them. What does care look like? Oh, you hug that person, you give them love. But if that's to yourself, if you love yourself, you care for it. You know, you do like yoga because you know you feel amazing when you do yoga, or you do meditation because meditation is so good for you. Now, I'm not saying you only do what feels good, because that's just gonna destroy our lives. But really, like, self-care, self-improvement. It's reading a book you really like, you know, hitting like a nice workout that you really want to hit, like, and unleashing all that drive and all that energy, right? It's really all about listening to that inner child and what it wants and giving it to it. That's really the process of reparenting your child. And it doesn't have to be in real life. it doesn't have to be in real life. It can be in your imagination, because here's the thing. Like, you probably heard this, like, our mind really can't distinguish between memory and imagination, you know that, bro? Like when we imagine something, our mind and our brain thinks that it's real, that actually happened. And that's why it's so deeply healing, right? So yeah, that's how I do it. That's how I reparent my inner child. And bro, like, I'm always gonna tell you, like, we're in this together, bro. Like, healing our traumas and healing the pain we went through in our childhood is really a lifelong journey, and I will keep sharing, you know, my journey and documenting it and sharing like my valuable lessons on this channel, bro. And as always, we're in this together and we will make it.